What if I told you there are billionaires who deliberately choose to fly in $2 million jets instead of $200 million super jets? We're talking about ultra-wealthy individuals worth tens of billions who could buy any aircraft in the world, but instead choose relatively modest, private jets that cost less than their weekly spending money. Today on Rich Life Reports, we're revealing the 10 cheapest private jets owned by billionaires, and the reasons behind their choices will completely change how you think about wealth and practicality. Some of these decisions are pure genius, others are surprisingly sentimental, and one billionaire's choice will shock you. He flies in a jet that costs less than his garage. Welcome back to Rich Life Reports, where we uncover the surprising spending habits of the ultra-wealthy that reveal their true personalities. I'm your host, and today we're exploring a fascinating phenomenon: billionaires who choose value over extravagance when it comes to private aviation. These aren't cases of being cheap. They're strategic decisions that reveal incredible business intelligence. Make sure to subscribe to Rich Life Reports, because these stories prove that sometimes the smartest money moves are the most unexpected ones. Starting at number 10, Warren Buffett's 1989 Cessna Citation X, valued at just $6.7 million. The Oracle of Omaha, worth over $100 billion, could afford any aircraft in the world, but chooses to fly in a 34-year-old Citation that he's personally owned for decades. Buffett famously said, "I don't need to impress anyone with my airplane. I need to get from point A to point B efficiently." What's brilliant about this choice is that the Citation X is still one of the fastest civilian aircraft ever made, capable of 700 plus miles per hour, proving that Buffett values performance over prestige. The jet's operating costs are a fraction of modern superjets, allowing Buffett to reinvest the savings into Berkshire Hathaway, a decision that has probably generated billions in additional returns. At number 9, Michael Dell's 2007 Gulfstream G450, worth approximately $15 million used. The Dell Technologies founder, worth $50 billion, deliberately chooses this mid-sized jet over larger alternatives because it perfectly matches his travel patterns. Dell discovered that 90% of his flights are under 2,000 miles, making a massive long-range jet inefficient and wasteful. What's genius about this decision is the operational efficiency. The G450 burns 40% less fuel than larger jets while still providing luxury and speed. Dell has calculated that this choice saves his company over $2 million annually in operating costs, money that gets reinvested into Dell Technologies' growth initiatives. Number 8 will surprise you. Carlos Slim's 2003 Bombardier Global Express, valued at $18 million. The Mexican telecommunications billionaire, worth $62 billion, bought this jet used and has refused to upgrade despite having the resources to buy any aircraft manufactured. What's fascinating is Slim's reasoning. He views aircraft as tools, not status symbols. The Global Express provides 6,700-mile range, allowing Slim to reach any of his business interests worldwide non-stop. Rather than spending $100+ million on a newer jet, Slim invests the difference in his telecommunications empire. A strategy that has generated far more wealth than any airplane could provide. At number 7, Ingvar Kamprad's, IKEA founder, 1993 Cessna Citation II, worth just $3.2 million when he owned it. The Swedish billionaire, who was worth $58 billion at his death, famously flew in one of the most modest jets possible for someone of his wealth. Kamprad's philosophy was simple. Why spend $50 million on an airplane when $3 million gets you to the same destination? What's brilliant is that this mindset extended throughout IKEA's operations, keeping costs low and prices affordable for customers. Kamprad's modest aircraft choice saved tens of millions over decades, money that was reinvested into IKEA's global expansion. Number 6 is absolutely incredible. John Caldwell's 2008 Embraer Legacy 600, valued at $12 million used. The British telecommunications billionaire, worth $2.5 billion, deliberately downsized from a larger jet to this mid-size aircraft after analysing his actual travel needs. What's smart about this decision is that Caldwell realised he was paying massive operating costs for cabin space he rarely used. The Legacy 600 provides transcontinental range and luxury for up to 13 passengers, but operates at half the cost of heavy jets. Caldwell redirected the savings into his philanthropic foundation, proving that smart money management can benefit both personal wealth and charitable causes. At number 5, Li Ka-shing's 2010 Bombardier Challenger 605, worth $14 million. The Hong Kong business magnate, worth $35 billion, chooses this super mid-sized jet over larger alternatives because it perfectly serves his regional travel needs in Asia. What's brilliant is Ka-shing's recognition that most of his business travel is within a 2,000-mile radius, making long-range capability unnecessary and expensive. The Challenger 605 provides luxury and efficiency while generating significant cost savings that Ka-shing reinvests into his diverse business portfolio. His aircraft choice reflects the same disciplined investment approach that built his fortune. Number 4 will shock you. Amancio Ortega's 2009 Bombardier Global 5000, valued at $25 million used. The Zara founder, worth $77 billion, could afford any aircraft, but chooses this modest option because it aligns with his company's efficiency-focused culture. What's genius is that Ortega uses the aircraft primarily for business travel to Zara factories and stores worldwide, viewing it as operational equipment rather than luxury. The Global 5000 provides 5,200-mile range and seats 13 passengers, perfect for transporting design teams and executives. Ortega's practical approach to aviation mirrors Zara's fast fashion business model: efficient, effective, and cost-conscious. At number 3, Azim Premji's 2005 Hawker 4000, worth just $8 million. The Indian software billionaire, worth $4.6 billion, deliberately chooses this modest super mid-sized jet despite having resources for much larger aircraft. What's remarkable is Premji's philosophy. He believes excessive luxury is wasteful and prefers directing money toward education and philanthropy. The Hawker 4000 provides reliable transportation between his business interests while operating at a fraction of the cost of luxury superjets. Premji has stated that every million saved on aircraft operations is another million that can fund schools and scholarships in India. The runner-up is absolutely mind-blowing. Jim Walton's 2011 Cessna Citation Latitude, worth $16 million. The Walmart Air, worth $70 billion, flies in what many consider an entry-level business jet for someone of his wealth. What's brilliant about this choice is that Walton embodies Walmart's culture of frugality and efficiency. The Citation Latitude provides 2,700-mile range and luxury for 9 passengers, while operating at costs that would be rounding errors in Walton's wealth calculations. Yet this disciplined approach to spending reflects the mindset that built and maintains the Walmart empire. And now, the cheapest private jet owned by a billionaire, David Cheriton's 1998 Cessna Citation CJ1, worth an incredible $1.8 million. The Stanford professor and early Google investor, worth $11 billion, flies in a 25-year-old light jet that costs less than many people's houses. What makes this choice genius is Cheriton's recognition that aircraft are depreciating assets that should be minimized, not maximized. The CJ1 provides reliable point-to-point transportation while allowing Cheriton to invest the difference in appreciating assets. His aircraft choice reflects the same analytical thinking that led to his early Google investment. Focus on substance over style, value over vanity. These billionaires proved that true wealth intelligence isn't about spending the most money. It's about spending money most effectively. Their aircraft choices reflect the same disciplined thinking that built their fortunes. Efficiency over extravagance, practicality over prestige, and value over vanity. Which of these practical billionaire choices surprised you most? Do you think their modest aircraft selections reflect smart money management or excessive frugality? Let me know in the comments below. If this video changed your perspective on how real wealth thinks about luxury purchases, make sure you're subscribed to Rich Life Reports for more insights into the counterintuitive spending habits of the ultra-wealthy. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smartest luxury purchase is the one you don't make.